It is a damn good day to have a damn good day. We're live. MuzicSwipe is in the house, which is so appropriate, being Miami. Jackie, Eric, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
It is fantastic to be here.
Yeah, great
You guys
vibes.
got that great, more so northeast energy to you.
We've been told that.
Yeah.
And people have
It's like
felt
we're
that.
from there or something.
There's
Yeah.
my favorite type of people. I did the full West Coast, San Diego, San Francisco, LA. And I love Florida personally because I think it's the best of all worlds, but I just love the upfrontness of the Northeast.
Yeah, we try to get, the New York minute,
Yeah.
make it happen right away.
It's cold. You ain't got time to chit chat. Like, what's up?
Let's go, baby.
Get right to the point.
Get right down to business. And, it was kind of interesting. We're originally from the Northeast area. And Jackie, she gets an acceptance letter to USC.
Ooh.
Yeah, fight on.
And
Yeah.
So you were used to the cold, and then you got a USC acceptance.
Yes.
I did.
Who encouraged her to apply to USC? Was that a you thing or was that a her thing?
That was a me thing. I wanted to go there. Like, I wanted to be a film major so bad. I was so into like filming and all that. And obviously USC is like the #1 film school. So I was like, Dad, I need to go out to LA. Like, we're from Pennsylvania. It's cold. I'm a big Penn State fan, but they didn't have like the film program that USC has. So he went to Penn State, but
Go Lions.
Let's go.
but I'm a huge Penn State fan though too, still to this day. But yeah, USC was all me.
Amazing. That's such a pro move. I wish someone told me to go to a warm area when I was in college.
Well,
I just didn't know. I didn't know.
She gets this acceptance letter, right? And I wouldn't even call it a letter. We'll call it acceptance day, right? And it was, of all days, April 1st.
Yeah.
And my wife, Kim, and I, we were out for the day, and we come back. And here she comes down the steps like this with her hands behind the back, And I'm like, okay, what's up? And she says, Dad and Mom, I got something to tell you. I'm like, all right, don't even be playing jokes here now. All right, this is April 1st, and you got something serious. She goes, Dad, this is serious. I'm like, come on now. And so she whips out this, not an envelope, because, if you get an envelope, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because that means, sorry, you're out.
For sure.
But it was an envelope. It was a package. And it says, welcome to the where?
Trojan family.
Ooh, we were excited, boy. We saw that one. And
Yeah.
what you'll understand real fast is that, the natural helicopter parent that we are, by the end of that month, I already had a place for us at L.A., at the Ritz, downtown. And man made sure I was joking, but it's true, though. I actually made sure that our unit was south-facing. Now, you know what south-facing is? That's south-facing the SC campus, baby.
So you're detail oriented.
Well, sometimes.
I love it.
Sometimes. When it comes to his daughter and son, yes.
There you go. Yes.
Well, it's truly outstanding what you guys have done with MuzicSwipe.
Thank
I
you.
originally found you just scrolling through Instagram and your
Love
story
that.
and what was happening. And
I love
I just
that.
think that the brand is so cool. Everything on the play on words is amazing. You guys are clearly making it happen. I mean, you're out there with the best of the best. You're in it. Clearly, you have a great background. And I was reading particularly your background, Jackie, PR.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because it seems like this is such a natural sort of next step for your journey.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great for everyone just to kind of do a quick sort of background of what led to MuzicSwipe.
Yeah. Wow, that goes way back. I've been like a huge fan of music my whole life. I'm that typical fangirl, like literally started with like Justin Bieber back in the day. I would like wait outside his trailer at concerts, like screaming, "We want Justin."
I was there.
Yeah. So literally it has gone all the way back since then. And that kind of just sparked my interest with working with talent from day one. My brother and I actually did a podcast show. He would interview talent and I would book them. So I would like be the behind the scenes, never like in front of the camera type of person. And I would just be booking all the artists that I loved. And I'd be like, oh, his name's Brad, my brother. And I'd be like, Brad, we got this artist on. We have this artist on today. Or we booked Andy Grammer before he blew up. So this was when I was like 17 years old. So I was just kind of like.
That's an insane experience to have at 17.
Yeah.
To know that it's possible to just book someone like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I wrote a pitch and I had no idea what a pitch was at the time, but I just kind of guessed and people said yes. So I was like, okay, we're on to something here. So we would go out to LA, do like red carpets, and I would like set up the camera and he'd be in front of it and just interviewing all the talent like George Lopez, etc. So it was like a mixture of like this new rising artist and then like established actors, etc. So with that, it really taught me like, wow, like I love PR because pitching is PR, and I didn't know that at the time until I went to like college. I started freshman year at Hofstra in Long Island, New York, and I really was just like learning all about PR here and there. Like I said, I was into film back in the day, but that switched as I was doing the podcast with my brother, and from there I wanted to start up my own PR company. I started it directly after graduating from USC when I did transfer there. I transferred there my sophomore year. And then following graduating, instantly started up my own PR firm. And I had like multiple rising artists as my talent on my roster. And one of them was like an indie pop band at the time. And like I was a big cheerleader for them, constantly just pitching them everywhere, and I got them really cool stuff. And they asked me to be their manager. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give managing like a try. Like, let me see. I wanted to do that. Like, I looked up to many different managers in the business. So I was like, okay, let's do this. So I was booking like the Troubadour.
So you started seeing it from all the different angles of how all this world works.
Yep. And I was really just like really in it now as a manager. So I was like in the rooms with like trying to talk with investors, trying to like get other people on the team, just getting them at venues and just kind of seeing how they were treated as rising artists and how like I was being treated. And I was like, they need help. They need help. And like, what can help them? And what's cool about it is my dad, I would bring him out to a lot of the different events that I did, a lot of different shows for this band that I was managing in LA. This is like 2019. Mm-hmm. And I would bring him out and, you know, we really were like, what can we do to this band? Like, how can we blow them up? Like, what can we do? So we just kind of put our heads together with everything. And as the solid team that we are,
Fight on.
Fight on. And we did fight on. And we just kind of thought of like a fan club. Like, okay, let's create like a fan club. And this is like December 2019.
Yeah, it's December. And in LA, I think it was, we were in Manhattan Beach and came up with the
Marina
concept.
Del Rey, I think.
Marina Del Rey. That's right. That's right. Marina Del Rey. We had the boat experience,
Yes.
yacht experience.
Yes.
And we were sitting down with a music executive, and has been in the business for like 30 years. He's teaching at UCLA.
Yeah.
And or he's taught at UCLA. And I said, his name is Jeff. And I said, Jeff. I said, straight up, I'm trying to, I'm learning the business, right? I'm a marketing guy, I'm an investor guy, third generation real estate guy, crypto guy, all those fun things. But I said, let me dive in the music business, right? Because I got to go ahead and learn all this so I can help be an asset to my daughter and what her idea is. So I said, Jeff, and this is on his boat, on his yacht in Marina Del Rey, right?
Yeah.
And I said, Jeff, all right, straight up, how do you make money in this business? How do you make money in the music business? And he says 2 words. Tickets and T-shirts. All right, you got to sell the shows, and you got to sell merch. And so my wheels start going, right? And our wheels start going, and we think there was the next day we had brunch at the what was it? What was that hotel?
The Ritz.
No, the Beverly Hilton.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The Beverly Hills Hotel.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the spot.
Yeah, at the Cabana Cafe, I think. Mm-hmm.
So we start talking about one of her bands, maybe doing this fan club kind of concept, where they get some kind of membership, get a discount on tickets and T-shirts, right? So we started. This was like kind of the formulation of this, and then on the jet ride back, we said, "Oh, wait a minute, we're gonna go bigger on this one. Like, why just get 1 or 2 or a handful? Let's get them all, right?"
Yeah.
And so so the concept started growing. We started putting these ideas together, and this is like, going into the new year in January in 2020 in February, and so we're like, okay, we're getting this thing going. And then you know what happened in March? Everything shut down.
Shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
There ain't no tickets and T-shirts happening in March of 2020.
No tours, no selling merch for the tours. So that
Just getting started, your first big hurdle. Not
Yeah.
just a big hurdle. A
So
big hurdle.
you gotta go ahead and learn to take
Improvise.
those lemons that are thrown at you and make some lemonade.
lemonade, baby.
All right, so we have a lot of time to make a lot of lemonade.
True, we making lemonade over here.
So
Yeah.
So she's like, Dad, what are we gonna do? Dad, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, I remember saying that constantly. I was like,
So
Dad.
I said, well, let's huddle up. Number one, let's get the huddle going here in Miami because, it's the best spot to be.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah, our first meeting in Miami was at Delicious Raw, if you know that spot in Sunset Harbor.
Sunset
it's really
Harbor,
good. It's like
Amazing.
a smoothie
I
spot.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take notes down for that one.
Sold on that. I love
Good
sushi.
smoothie or smoothies and everything. They're there.
Sushi and smoothies.
I don't think they have sushis. It's
Just
smoothies.
smoothies.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
thinking about the sushi garage.
Yeah, that's right
That's
over
the
there
sushi.
too.
They don't have smoothies. They have smoothies.
Yes.
Yes, smooth, very smooth.
So yeah, it was super interesting. And I said to Jackie, but where are all the artists going to? What are they doing now that they can't perform and sell the tickets and the T-shirts, right? And then she said, well, Dad, they're all going to Spotify, right? And they're trying to get their
Streaming.
streams up, right? And I said, okay, well, that's interesting. And how's that going for them? Well, I said, all right, how big is Spotify? Publicly traded company, right? So she does her research up, and she goes, Dad, found that they have 100 million users. I said, 100 million users. I said, yeah, but how many are paying every month, right?
Isn't it
The
like
$9.99.
I think it's like 60 million.
No. Listen to this. No, Dad. 100 million are paying $9.99. They've got 200 million signed up. Half of them are paying. I said, okay, well, I like those numbers. Sounds like $1 billion a month to me. So I'm like, all right, how do we turn, millions into billions?
Yeah.
All right, so now you got my attention. I think I'm coming out of retirement for this one.
True.
Yeah, so
You're in retirement?
I've been in retirement. Prior to that, because we did the first crypto wave that went up to 20,000 back in 2017, and so that was all fun. And then I said, all right, we're gonna hang out for 18, and then 19 started doing this little travel stuff here with the artist that you were doing and performing, and kind of gave me an excuse to go to LA, so we're having fun, right? And then this pandemic thing hits, and then we huddle up in Miami, and we're like, okay, we got to do something different. And so the real beginnings of that, you want to talk about that one?
The real
The
beginning.
real beginnings of that one, it was, the streaming.
Oh, the streaming.
So basically, you've noticed at this point that all these musicians are going to Spotify. They're all panicking. They're trying to get discovered. And you're like, there's something here because clearly Spotify is onto it. What can we do too?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Literally, it was all about streaming. And we were just trying to develop all this streaming. And it just didn't feel unique. I'm like, we need to stand out. How are we standing out? And our name was not MuzicSwipe at the time. It was something completely different. And we were like, what can we do that's different? Streaming, we can go down that. But then you have to compete with Spotify, and they run the market. And
Well, one of the things
Apple
before you
Music.
dive into that, give that whole story.
Oh, okay.
We can talk about the music fly. We're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
try to make that music fly, right?
Yeah,
we
that
call
was
it
the
Music
original
Fly. We're gonna
name.
get the-
Music Fly.
Music
Yeah,
Fly, yeah.
And,
The Z was always there.
Yeah, we always had the Z there. And so what was interesting is that we were going to go ahead and help these independent artists have their own streaming that then come to us. So kind of give them a separation from the Spotify. And they said, oh, do we really want to compete with Spotify? Do we really want to get into the whole concept of that? And we said, probably not a good move. Let's go ahead. We want to be friends with all the labels, right? We want to add value to the marketplace with them so they bring their artists to us. But I thought it was important to understand that this was a brain thought that we had, and we went down there for a hot second, and we said, whoa, wait a minute. Okay. So I think it's important, for entrepreneurs to understand that, you know, you have an idea and you got to think it through a little bit, and it's okay if it doesn't work out. You just pivot.
Yeah.
And sooner versus later. All right.
It's literally all about pivoting. That's
Yeah.
literally all.
And what
we've
really
done.
happened was we filed for the trademark for MuzicSwipe, and it got blocked. Like there was someone else in front, and we could have been, you know, 6 months out. It could have worked. And our attorney, our trademark attorney, says, "Let's give us a backup one." And so now this is where Jackie should pick up on this one.
Yeah.
What's the backup plan?
What's the backup
What is the
plan?
backup plan?
Like what we're gonna do, and like I said, the streaming, we didn't want to go down that route too much. So, it was like what, April 2020 at this point.
Oh yeah, we were fast forward. We were working. We were
yeah,
planning.
like right
we
away.
Were we were showing up for, you know, at the dining room table.
Oh yeah, the dining room table.
Laying out the work, man. They got the whiteboard. I ordered
Yeah,
a whiteboard
I was gonna
up.
say he ordered a whiteboard up right
Yes.
after, like they were like,
Bigger
oh,
than
it's
this
a
picture.
pandemic.
That's a big energy when you pull out the whiteboard.
We got
He
a
bought-
whiteboard.
he
It was
bought
a
one.
double-sided one too, baby.
Yeah, that you can like turn around. Yeah,
Oh, you got more ideas? No problem.
yeah. It was
We flipped that thing
constant
right over.
whiteboard every day, like morning to evening. We were
And that was
obsessing.
something. Did you guys do this when you were like, you know, years before? Like, has that always been
Well,
the
this
vibe
stuff
of
that
your
I've
family?
done. This stuff that I've done in the past. So this was relatively new for her because she had just graduated from SC in May of 19.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went to work with a PR firm. Like she could have worked, you know, any company out there, social media, blah, blah, blah. But,
My own PR firm.
right. But you started your own PR firm.
She
right?
did. She started her own. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that was important. And with the specializing in with the music artist. So she would like hit the ground running with her passion right from the beginning, which I thought was pretty cool.
Can't teach that passion that you got or you don't.
Well, yeah, no,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what gets you up early and keeps you up late, man. It's passion.
That's what gets you in the ice bath. You're like, I need a fix.
All right, then I'm like, I'm breathing deeply.
Yeah. But
Go ahead.
yeah.
What
so
happened? What happened? So we're kind of fast forwarding through. This was actually August of 2020.
oh wow.
Yeah, we're knee deep. We're knee deep in you know, ideas and concepts and flowing decks and everything. And
Oh,
starting
yeah,
to
yeah.
research development companies out there. I mean, like we're going all in, baby.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
so we were like writing all the different names on the whiteboard, and I was like, "What can we do?" And then just one day, I had like an idea, and I was like, and this is when my brother became like on the team then too. He was like,
Yeah.
"You know what? I think I need to be involved with this."
The COO.
Yeah, he's the COO of MuzicSwipe. It's a whole family thing.
Mm.
And so I was like, guys, I came up with it. I know what it is. It's gonna be called MuzicSwipe. And I like drew on like the whiteboard.
The
I was like-
whiteboard.
I
The
was like-
whiteboard effect.
I was like, it's gonna look like Tinder meets Spotify, and like we're gonna be swiping on music with new artists, and they're gonna discover them in a fun new way. And I went to Google right away. I was like, did anyone come up with this before? And because it was so like obvious, you know, like the best ideas are like the most obvious. And no, nothing, zero. And I was like, what? We just hit like the jackpot
I'm
here.
like, file that trademark now.
Yeah,
Wow.
literally.
What an epic moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
I
like
can still remember it right now.
The whole family together
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just having that Eureka moment.
Yes.
That must
Yeah.
have been so special.
You know, Jackie was standing up there in front of the whiteboard. Boy, she was teaching, baby.
yeah,
She was
I was
teaching.
like,
That's
oh
my
my
girl.
gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you go. I'm like, oh, yeah, MuzicSwipe. And I'm like, let's do one of those, like, making a 15-second TikTok kind of video thing. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we just like we're
So we-
throwing all these ideas out there.
Right. We went from a streaming deal for independent artists to like, no, we swiping, baby.
swiping.
To like 15-second previews.
We stay swiping.
And
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we had to make reason like why is there a Z in MuzicSwipe? Because it's MUZIC swipe, and it's one word. Everybody likes to like mix it up. But like obviously that was the easy way to get like the Instagram handles, all that.
Definitely.
So I had to make sense to it because I'm like, the brand needs to make sense. So I was like, oh my gosh, like the Z can have two lines, one swipe, like two arrows. And it's like one swiping right, one swiping left. And it was just perfect. And so like, that's our logo, and it just makes sense, and it's beautiful. And I love it.
It really is. It's a beautiful brand.
Thank you so much.
That's crazy. Like you go online and you check and no one's doing the straight swipe.
Yeah.
It's genius. It's brilliant.
Thank you.
It's clearly brilliant. I mean,
Thank
the
you.
concept is it's so frictionless too.
And by
Exactly.
the way, it's patent pending.
It is patent pending.
Just so we know. We got that straight. All our technology we developed over the last 2 years, we put patent pending in there. So And then we released it on January 31st for the first time this year. Okay.
For beta.
So talk to me about, like, you have the patents going, you have this idea, you built the app. Talk to me about what you started doing to start getting your first artists on the platform. Or was it artists first, or was it people first?
Which comes first, chicken or the egg?
For sure. Well said.
This is true. But we went for
We
artists.
got the artist, baby.
We went for artists.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because what we did was we looked at, again, look at the data. And the data said, how many artists are on Spotify? How many artists are on Spotify? You have a guess?
Well, if there's 100 million listeners, I'm going to go ahead and say 500,000, maybe 1 million.
Okay, that's a good guess, right? And I would have guessed like that too, like 1 million, right? And that would have been damn impressive. Shit, there's 6 million. 6 million artists.
Yeah.
Right? Now, can you name 60?
No.
Can you name 6
For sure.
outside the big ones?
I mean,
Exactly.
That's
Probably
why
not.
MuzicSwipe is here.
So that's why the marketplace, we didn't have to create it, right? Like it already exists, baby. We just need to go out there and capture it and show them a better way. Okay? So they can shine the light, have the light shine on them. And that's what we do at MuzicSwipe, but we shine that light.
what's cool about your model is that you're so supportive and helpful to everyone.
Yes.
Exactly.
You're a team player to all the labels, all
Oh,
the
yeah.
producers. People want to be friends with you because you can put them on, and you're not really competing against anyone.
Exactly.
And that took some weaving to make that happen.
Yeah, lots of skirts.
Yes. But, I think it's been very fun, very rewarding, very challenging, all wrapped up in one. And the artists, they appreciate it more and more. It's like, it's like a fine wine, right? And as that wine, that vintage gets older, it tastes better. And so like when we released January 31st,
For our beta.
2022,
Yeah.
the beta release, she was like, Dad, no, I don't want to do it. It's not perfect. It's
You
not
had
perfect.
that.
I'm a perfectionist. everything has to be formatted perfectly. Everything. Like I'm like that.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes someone ever told me is B- work changes lives.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, it doesn't need to be A+, just needs to be B-.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
I'm going to tell you, we got some A++ work. There's no doubt about it. But what I wanted to make sure is that we put that out in the marketplace so the marketplace could respond and help then create the whole beta more.
Yeah.
So
help
what was
guide
that
it.
beta? Was it just, can you talk through what that beta looked like?
Yeah, you want to take that over?
Yeah, I mean, beta, literally, we dropped that January 31st of this year, which is crazy. Now it's December. And ultimately, right when we dropped it, we did an event here in Miami, the MuzicSwipe Miami weekend. And we worked with some artists like Fetty Wap and
Yeah.
Destiny Rogers, Twee, and Tone Stith, and Tory Lanez.
Oh, yeah.
And they all came out, supported MuzicSwipe.
At the Nobu Hotel.
The Nobu
baby.
Hotel.
The penthouse suite.
We
You got
did
the penthouse suite. That's,
Yeah.
that's a vibe.
we did like a listening session with everyone. So this was like to launch beta, to get people to like hear
By
about.
the way, Nobu restaurant, they don't deliver up to the room, but they deliver to the penthouse.
True.
For
for
MuzicSwipe.
We have
True
videos to
story.
prove it. Yeah. So we really utilized them to help like launch this beta and just spread awareness, and a lot of great feedback came right away. I mean, what's really cool is like, I always tell this to people, it's, when you're doing something right when the right people are like in your DMs. And I had an awesome person DM me right after that weekend, and it was just like, I know now I'm doing something right because I'm getting their attention. And like I think we just kind of went ham right away by like getting all these amazing artists to just talk about
when
us.
you first spoke with them and you didn't have like the user base, like what did you do to build credibility with these artists?
Well, like you do. You throw a party. We did.
And we skipped over this part, but in 2021 we did events, so we just spread awareness
So
without
you still
an
had
app.
some existing relationships that you were
do.
curated
Oh, yeah.
over time
We
and
do.
sold
Yeah.
them on the vision and said this is boom boom boom.
We
and
did.
made it easy for them and put it all together.
Exactly.
We did 4 events before launching the beta. So we did 2 in Miami, 1 in Nashville, and 1 in Los Angeles.
Because throwing events with a specific goal in mind is difficult, because a lot of times you especially once you get alcohol and people in a room, it's like it just becomes a party. But for you to build that way successfully is impressive.
Yeah, listen, we had this, we still have this vision, and the vision keeps on expanding. All right, and it's not a day that goes by that doesn't get bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, you have to have that if you want to grow this to a multi-billion-dollar platform, is what our vision is. And so that means you have to align with the artists, you have to align with the fans, you have to align with the management company, you have to align with the labels, and then you got to align here with the venues. And so we've got a lot of brand partnerships that we developed here behind the scenes and that we're about to announce over the next 30 to 60 days. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like, we just getting started. Like, this has been beta year.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what next year is, right?
Alpha.
That's the launch year, baby.
That's funny.
And we're going to bring out the alpha for sure.
The launch is going to be awesome, and the
Yeah.
platform is just really seamless. It's absolutely brilliant.
Now, to answer your question now, you know, like, what did it look like on day one?
Oh, yeah. Damn.
We had the simple swipe left, swipe right.
Yeah.
That was it. And you had to get how many swipe rights?
3.
3 to get a match. Right? Because so the whole concept is that you don't
The whole
know.
interface looked completely different too.
Right, yes, of course.
Yeah.
You don't know who the artist is. You don't know who the name of the song. It's like you listen to a 15-second clip and it's a video deal.
It's all anonymous.
It's not, and you're like,
So
okay,
you had to
swipe
build
right,
a whole
swipe left.
AI model behind that, and like a whole algorithm to
Right, yeah. So
Oh,
we build the
yeah.
algorithm. Like,
Yeah.
if you swipe left, we're gonna, do this, and if you
Whole
swipe right, we're
scoring
gonna do this.
system, yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna.
Day
reveal
one
all
of
the
beta,
secrets
there
behind
was no algorithm, right?
Excuse me.
There was like no algorithm day one.
No,
of
there's
beta.
always an algorithm. It
But
was
for
just
day one.
it was a
Simplified
watered down,
version.
simplified algorithm that we wanted to expand on a sophisticated level based on feedback that we got, not from our minds, but from actual users and artists.
Oh yeah, now we have it, and we got it down.
Yeah, and we'll keep on expanding that too. That's
Yeah.
going to get better, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. I mean, that's what we do. And that's why we spend all this time with our development team. And it's like, we haven't stopped developing. Like, we just keep going, right? And so, like, if you look at us on January 31st, or you knew about us before that, and you forgot, you come back, right? But if you're involved January 31st, I've already seen it. Like, even if you saw it on August 31st, like, it's different. Like, we keep on making it better.
Working with finding reliable developers and working with good developers is a chicken and egg right there.
Yeah, of course.
But what are some of your thoughts on sort of what you've learned in terms of what you would suggest to people if they're looking to develop some sort of app, and where to look, where to go, maybe some of the lessons you learned?
Ooh, you can answer that one.
Okay, that's a loaded one. But so
You're good at the
really,
develop.
you've got to get your idea in a most simplified concept. You got to, what I call, dumb it down, right? Because you can get elaborate. That's easy to do. We're gonna do this and blah, 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 blah. And that's what we did. Like, in our first couple of months, I said, this is do the data dump, man. This is get all the brain dump going, get all these ideas down. Like, we got plans like for the next 10 years, right? We got it written down. That's all done. Right, that's the business plan was done. But here's what happens in business. By the time you go ahead, you have everything laid out from A to Z, and you get to C, everything's kind of changed already. All right. But at least you have this concept already. And it's interesting because, like, you'll come back later and say, oh, yeah, we had that idea before. And now you kind of bring it back to life, but it's in a slightly different way. So my idea and my concept to entrepreneurs is, get your data dump there, all right? And sometimes you got to move faster depending on your financial backing you have, right? Because if you don't have big financial backing, then you better get the data dump fast, all right? And then you better dumb it down, like KISS, keep it super simple. And so what we did is we had this big idea, and then we had to go, and that's what we did.
The VIP. No, what is it called?
What's that?
What is it called
The
again?
VIP. Are you very
No,
important
it's not
person?
VIP. MVP.
Oh, the minimum viable product. Okay?
I'm thinking VIP.
Yes.
We just got off an event, so I'm still in event mode.
Yeah, we're looking for VIPs, babe. Oh, you
I knew,
VIP,
I knew what you were saying, though.
MVP.
The energy reflected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just, you got to get that MVP, and then you got to get it out to the marketplace sooner versus later. Like, we took our time, because we had some time because things were shut down. All right. And so we had that, believe it or not, it was like a luxury for us from a business perspective.
It gave you time to develop.
Gave us time to come up with the concept, the ideas, and then get it dumbed down, so to speak. So we had more time. Like, I wouldn't recommend that in today's environment. I wouldn't take as much time. I go faster. All right. And what I like to call full speed.
Cool.
You'll be hearing that a lot.
Let's go.
Yes, baby. Full speed, man. There ain't no half speed here. It's full speed. And that's what we've done. And I recommend every entrepreneur full speed action your ideas, get it in the marketplace sooner versus later, get your marketplace to respond to that, listen to them, and that's what's going to go ahead and make you the money. I mean, if you bring them value, you're going to go ahead and get the value back.
Well, social proof in today's world is so important.
Yes.
Making sure that others see that others are doing it. We're pack creatures. When we
Yes.
see social proof, it makes us feel like it's a good party, right?
Yes.
And I noticed you guys have over 900 plus reviews. It's
Is that
impressive.
what we have?
Yeah, 900
I can't even
plus.
keep track.
Which is incredible.
I
because
stopped
it's
after
like
90.
a pain in the ass to go and leave a review.
It
You
is.
have to be intentional.
It is.
Otherwise,
Yes.
Yes.
what
Yeah.
have been sort of some of the things you've used or incentives to kind of drive that review growth?
It's funny you said that because we haven't used any incentives to do that at all. And more importantly, I mean,
You
we
can
didn't.
review, like in our app, like we have a
It'll
pop-up.
be like,
Yeah,
feel
it wasn't
free to
even
review.
a pop up for the longest time.
No, it
Jackie's
wasn't.
like, we, Mr. Developer team, we need those pop ups.
Is it one of those things like what you see? Boom.
Yeah.
But that was after the fact. I mean, we just kind of started putting that in.
We put that in like over.
It wasn't a priority
summer,
for
I
us. Our
think.
priority was just get the value out there. So it's interesting. If we would have had that more prioritized, we'd be at 9,000.
Yeah, we're like,
that's
we think
huge.
this number is small. We want way bigger.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
top 100 feature. I downloaded the app.
Okay,
You
swipe
did,
100.
of course.
Beautiful,
Made an
baby. We
account.
swiping,
Yay.
baby.
I'm
Who else is
swiping.
swiping out there?
Top
Let's go.
100 is cool. It's like, ooh, who's in the top 100?
I'm going to tell you
Exactly.
about something unique about that, right? So unique, and it's patent pending, by the way. So it's super cool. It is the only real-time tracker
Chart.
tracker chart. Okay, the only real-time that exists in the marketplace today that is updated every single minute of every single day, 365. So, for example, what it'll do is and it's community-based. So we're taking all the community-based swipe rights. And we're looking back the 24-hour period. And so another minute goes by, 24-hour period, another 24-hour period.
Yeah.
And we tally it up and we report it up. Super cool, right?
You must have
Speechless.
a badass TV backing in your office that's constantly updating the top 100.
Oh, baby.
Oh, at
Let me
all
tell
of
you,
our
that's
events.
that's a
Ooh, come
vibe.
on,
You
baby.
know?
You
brings
know
the,
that,
he
man.
brings
You
the
can't miss
everywhere.
he brings the iPad in, and then he puts it on like in all of our events. It's so funny.
Yeah,
But
man,
yeah, it's
I'm not
awesome.
like artists come in there. I said, I don't see you up on that.
Get
swipe
that on the
100.
projector.
I don't
Oh,
see you on
yeah.
the swipe 100. They're like, what are you guys doing here? And there's certain things they can do. to make
FOMO
that
gets
happen.
out.
Oh yeah. And one of our penthouse suites that we had, they had an artist was in. Oh, he goes, okay, I got him fired up, right? He goes, oh, I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna be number one by the time this penthouse party's over. I said, okay, we'll see. And believe it or not, he ended up being number one.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's certain features that we put in there for artists
To encourage them to work.
boost themselves, just like users can boost themselves on IG. Okay,
Right.
So we put some features in there that allow them to do that.
Monetizing the app
Yeah, right. But
helps the artists and helps you.
that's the number one is what's the value we can bring to the artist, right? And I learned a long time ago, something for nothing is nothing, right? And so they don't, so we had to put a small little micro, chip to that thing, like $1.99, real simple in-app purchase, right? Super deal. They'll do a little clip boosting. They can boost your clips, get to the top, right? And then what's interesting is this is based on some user feedback that we got. When we first launched it, we had none of these things, right? Like we have instant match and artist pass and clip boosting and fan passes. We have all these fun things.
Yeah.
But this all came from the ground up. It came from the artists. It came from the fans. And some of them are working better than others, and that's natural, right? And there'll be other ones that we'll get better at and come down the line with.
Well, it's interesting because you can sort of take a lot of the features from dating apps.
Exactly.
You know? Or use
Instant
them,
match.
Use them as
Oh yeah.
understandings.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's stuff that we looked into with
Well, I'll
research.
never forget one of the artists that we on day one we launched in January 31st. She's looking at it.
Yeah.
She's swiping through. She goes, "Oh, well, I want to match right now with this one."
Yeah.
We're like, "Okay, we'll work on that one.
Yep, she literally
We'll
said
work on that
away.
one, right? Because you have to swipe 3 times, but it's not like 3 in a row. it's gamified, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you're never going to get like
I know what your ELO score is.
Right. And so, but now we, because of that user feedback on day one, in the first hour, by the way, the first minutes, we said, okay, we're going to create this thing called Instant Match. All right. And so that way, if you come on to an artist that sounds super dope, you want to connect with, you want to get matched with right now, discover who they are and all their music, because we put up all their music, all their IG, everything's right there. And so you can do an in-app purchase for Instant Match right there, and you're instantly matched. And then what happened really so interesting with that, like, okay, so that was good feedback, right? So we developed that out. And then artists come to us and say, well, can I go ahead and do something on the flip side to make these fans that want to connect with me, like they can do it instantly, but they don't have to pay for it. Like, we'll pay for it. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And it's kind of like going to a concert and like you get an artist pass, you know what I mean? I'm with the artist, right? Okay.
Coachella.
Someone had to pay for that, right? Like
Got it.
Coachella.
Almost like online signatures, like allowing them.
Yeah. So we came with a thing called artist passes.
Yeah.
So
artist passes is sweet. So now all of a sudden artists can monetize their meet and greets.
So
yes. Artist pass.
So artist pass, well, artists will go out there and they will buy the instant match, essentially is what it is, for their fans to connect with them. So the fans can go on there and swipe, and instead of swiping 3 times, they can do it instantly. But now the fans don't have to pay for it because the artist did. So it's interesting. I heard this the other day about the Beatles. Okay. And I don't know if you know this, but when they toured, before they went big, right, they're touring all over the UK. Right? They're touring all over the UK. And this is back in the 60s. And what's super interesting about this is that they didn't get paid on a lot of those gigs.
Yes.
In fact, they had to pay to go ahead and play on some of those stages.
Yes.
But it was an investment that they made in themselves. I think that's a pretty good one, right?
It was a very good one.
Right? And so the similar concept that happens on our app is like these artists, they want to break out and they believe in their music, right? And so if you don't believe in their music, then don't do anything. Why are you even uploading, right? So we have.
Do you use any like case studies or things that you send to these artists to show them like some results, or is it pretty? Do they not even need that?
We provide real-time stats on our app. And they can see it right away.
Yeah,
they can see how many views they're getting.
They can just see it right.
They can see it
that's
right.
nice.
Yeah.
They can see their matches they're getting, their views they're getting, and they can obviously see themselves in the swipe 100, and that's the goal. Like get on the app, get in the swipe 100, and then get in the top 5 and stay in the top 5.
Yeah, every day on Instagram we do top 5 at 5, so they see that and they want to be on that too.
Because we give them a lot of love.
Top 5 at 5. I love that. That goes back to your PR world right
it
there.
Does.
That's a vibe.
It really does.
Here's a question. So in thinking about everything you guys do on a day-to-day basis, you're trying to build users, you're trying to build a brand, you're trying to keep it simple while also thinking outside the box, you're trying to build relationships. What's maybe like the one thing that just you spend a lot of time on? It's probably one of the hardest parts of what you guys are doing. That tends to be the largest challenge. And it's supposed to be sort of a vulnerable question because it's like, you guys are rock solid. I mean, let me tell you, your energy is back and forth, gangster team right here.
Yeah.
But what is
started, baby?
There it is. But what is that thing that sort of keeps you up at night? That's like, I just wish we could bust through this barrier.
Well, she gets the emails from me morning, noon, and night.
4 a.m.
My brain doesn't shut down, and I got a couple other businesses that I'm doing on top of it all, right? So. But go ahead. You what keeps you up? I can tell you mine. But
I know his. I know his. Mine. What keeps me up is I want to break artists. Like that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing at MuzicSwipe. That's like the thing. And I want to see our artists just absolutely break through all the barriers. Like that's what keeps me up. That's what I'm also passionate about. And it's also like, okay. Like make sure everything we're doing is to set them up for success all the time. And that can be a lot of like pressure. But it's also like that pressure is also amazing. And, that's how diamonds are formed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's what kind of keeps me up for sure. Just like I want to make sure that we're always that platform for discovery for the next artist and the next multiple artists. because it's so hard for them to break anywhere else. So I want to be that platform. And obviously we still have ways to prove that. And so that's definitely my answer.
I love that. And it's interesting too, to kind of go off that answer, is that businesses take time to grow.
Yes.
And I think that a lot of people in the world, due to social media, we have this I want it now philosophy.
Yes.
I want instant gratification. I want instant blow up. I want to post a blog and I want it to go viral. I want to do a YouTube video, it goes viral. That just shit doesn't work like that.
No.
It's interesting that a lot of the most successful companies are ones that are here in 10 years. You know, they're building over time. You know, like you mentioned, you spend years in prototyping and development to get these features done, to keep it simple. And now you're starting to see the fruits of years of labor that no one else was seeing.
There were 3 years in the making right now.
And this is a guy that goes full speed. So
And that's full speed, by the way. That wasn't half speed like, oh, I'm going to look at this here once a week or once a month. Shit, we did this morning, noon, and night. I mean, that's just the way we go. And so these are the things that I think about is really from a development standpoint. Like, you know, I want all those features and I want them all now. Okay. And so we're very demanding. Well, I'm very demanding, I guess, in regards to that. But we got a great development team.
We all balance each other out.
We all got a great development team, and they've done some great things. There's no doubt about it, right? But there's so much more to do. So much more to do. And it's like, look at ourselves as, you know, artists ourselves, right? I'm not saying musical artists. I'm not saying like we're painting, or, you know, or we're taking pictures. But we're creating. Like MuzicSwipe is our art. Yeah, and it takes a lot of
That's a cool way
effort,
to put it.
You know,
because it is your art. Your business too is your art.
It is.
And you decide what is okay and what's not okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you put, like you mentioned, you're a perfectionist. You put your name behind something. It's kind of like owning real estate. Like, when someone comes to my house, I want it to be clean. I want a good first impression. You want people to have a good first impression of your baby, which is this MuzicSwipe app. Like, you want people to be impressed because it's a reflection of you. Totally love that. I can resonate with that a lot.
Yeah. And that's why every one of our events is like almost perfection too. That's like we like
totally stress free.
What's the secret recipe to throwing a badass event?
Have the Daliuses behind it. I'm kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, there's a lot.
You guys just did the one in Santa Monica?
We did one in West Hollywood.
West Hollywood Peppermint
West
Club.
Hollywood.
I think the secret sauce is to have people that are passionate about it. Like, I tell every artist that we work with, and they will laugh when they watch this, because I literally just told all the performers that performed at our event on Saturday in LA on December 10th, and I was like, get you guys a CEO that's actually a fan, you know? Like, I'm a fan of every single one of them. And they know that. They're like, we know that you're a fan. Like, you're an OG. And, like, I actually listen. Like, if you look at my, like, what I listen to, it's all MuzicSwipe artists.
The playlist.
My playlist is literally all MuzicSwipe artists, and I know all their music. And I'm just like, I love them. They're awesome. So
you almost built this core little, not little, but family amongst the team.
Yes.
Yeah. And so they know that. And I think that's what sets like our events aside from others, because we actually care. Like, we are passionate about it. We want to put on an amazing show for them. You know, it's not about us, it's about them. And I think that's what really sets us apart when it comes to our lifestyle brand.
Well, Jackie's really good at really understanding and identifying artists. I mean, she really has that down, and I'm like, I'm not going to pretend that I'm that guy, okay? But she is definitely that gal, and so yeah, definitely, you know, having those right artists performing on a platform is fantastic, right? I mean, at the live events. But then it's, you know, it's the mixture.
So you have these artists perform. So you do multiple shows, and that's cool.
Yeah, we have them perform. We also do like suite parties where they all just come out and they feel like VIPs. Like, I always tell them, I'm like, you guys, like, you love coming to our events, right? They're like, we love it. We feel so special. We feel so important. And I was like, you guys feel like you're like A-listers, right? And they're like, yeah. So like, that's what we want to create, that environment where like we want all artists to feel like, oh, damn, like, I want to be a part of this.
It's almost showing them what could be.
Yeah. But like, it is happening. It is not what could be, but it is happening at MuzicSwipe. You know what I mean? It's like, this is the new world that you want to be a part of.
Do you have to be in a certain top spot in order to get access to those things?
It's interesting. That's why we do Swipe 100 for sure. Now we have the Swipe Club. Now that's free. Our users, as long as you're registered user, whether it's a fan or an artist, you just want to then go click on the Swipe Club and then become a fan, a user of the Swipe Club. And that's going to give you the ability to start earning swipe credits. And then you'll be able to doing certain acts and things on the app, right?
Yeah.
And what you can do with the swipe credits is now you're going to be able to redeem them for experiences. Now we have one we're planning for Miami at the end of January, little Miami mixer, okay. And but in order to come there, now you're going to have to redeem your ticket on our experiences. So now we know you're a user that's actually using the app. Okay, so we just kind of put it all in there.
That's cool.
Now building up to that we hand selected the individuals. Now we'll still pull some VIPs in there too for sure.
Yeah, and I like to. We have our like VIPs and some artists that have stood out or like have messaged me, just try to get my attention. I'll like listen to them and then like, oh wow, they're amazing. Like let's invite them out. And I also look at the data of like where we're throwing like the events. Like in LA, I'll look at like, okay, who's performing well in this area, and like I'll send them like a message to come out. So it's kind of like a mixture of a lot of different things that we look for.
I love it. There's so many ways to get creative. One thing that comes to mind is that Spotify does such a good thing with this. Your year wrapped up.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
People eat that shit up.
Yes.
And my Whoop actually just did it too. So like I have the Whoop. I
Okay,
love it. It's a wearable.
okay.
Do you know what the Whoop is?
No.
No.
It's a wearable. Do you use any wearables to track your sleep or any of that? Like Aura Ring?
I
guess I
use
could
like
track
an
it on me.
Apple Watch,
Apple Watch.
but I don't sleep with it. But I have it.
Apple Watch is still pretty tight, but Whoop's amazing. It tracks your sleep, your recovery,
cool.
Everything about your health. I mean, everyone should have a wearable. Like we live in a world where we have wearables, and one thing that's cool about it is it tells you at the end of the year, like what was your overall health performance?
Oh, wow.
What's your performance
cool.
report?
I like that.
So I feel for MuzicSwipe, anyways, it's such a natural, fun end of the year thing that people could put on their Instagram stories. Like you swiped right on this many artists and this band and this genre. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I know you guys have thought of it.
More
already.
work for the development team. It's all about prioritizing, right?
Totally.
And so, we'll probably end up doing a year wrap at the end, because our year started January 31st with the beta, right? And so that means it really ends on January 30th. And so now going into February is when kind of our launch year begins. And so that would be a great idea to go ahead and say, here's how you did in beta, baby.
I love what you said, though. It's like, it's a great idea. It's a great idea.
Oh,
you can't be an idea guy. Idea guys only go so far. You got to be an executioner.
Oh, yeah.
You got to get shit done. Like
A
you got to
doer.
go out and try and put it out there.
Yeah. We're always executing, baby.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get it right, and sometimes, we fumble a little bit. But,
Pivot. I had to pivot.
We got to pivot.
I feel like Thanksgiving at the Dalius is lit.
Yeah, man. Every day is lit, baby.
Every
Let's
day
go.
is lit.
Yeah, we're just having fun.
It's
Life
so
is good.
special that you get to build this with your dad. So.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
know you like.
Oh, yeah, well-
being able to build this with your daughter must be the most amazing.
It is
feeling.
amazing. I tell everybody, I wouldn't be here today with MuzicSwipe if it wasn't for Jackie. Period. End of story. I'm not here. I'm retired. I'm on the beach. Okay, being bored every day. Right. Okay, this is fun. Now we back. We back in action. So we having fun. We're helping a lot of people, and that's what motivated me was her idea, her inspiration, and her talent that she has. And I said, okay, let's see where this can go. And then next thing you know, people responded to it. And I said, oh, okay, so we're bringing real value to the marketplace. And now, not everyone can see it right away, right? Sometimes they got to open up both eyes, right? You only got one eye.
Yeah.
This looks good, but they got to open both eyes. And then, and then it's like, if you see what we see and you feel what we feel, then you'll lose sleep at night, especially if you're an artist. Because if you understood what we've been building here and the advantage that we can bring to you in the marketplace as an artist, and if you just ride our coattails with us and take advantage of all the tools that we put in place here for you on a week in and week out basis, month in and month out basis, and attend our events and do everything we're telling you to do, I mean, you will see an increase in your exposure. But you gotta believe, right?
You gotta believe.
You gotta believe it. You gotta see it. If you will go ahead and conceive it and you believe it, you will what?
Achieve it.
Achieve it, baby. Napoleon Hill. Let's go.
Hit me with that one too. This is a question for you, Jackie. I mean,
Yeah.
you're young and you're a CEO of an emerging, amazing company with the
Yes.
backing of your family, your whole squad's in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I know even for myself, like as I get older, I feel like I'm just leapfrogging in the way I think about life and just the confidence I have in myself to do things. Like I'm just a different person at 30 than I was at 27, 28, like night and day. And I'm curious from your perspective, what has sort of that personal journey been through stepping into becoming a CEO and building confidence to have these conversations and that journey?
That's a great question. Literally, I used to be like the shyest person. So I used to, like in high school, I was shy. And then I just kind of, as I grown up and evolved, like I just came more out of my shell and just kind of, I love having the right people around me. Makes me feel comfortable, makes me feel like I know I have my support system there, because there's been a lot of people that, you know, you trust and then, but like nothing beats your family. And so I love having my family around me all the time. And, you know, stepping into this role, it really wasn't like just even stepping into it. It's like, this is what I was like made to do. Like I have a love for finding new talent. Like that is my everything. I love that. And get to just be like the voice for that is incredible. Like they actually have somebody that believes in them. I'm not out here to just like try to take advantage of them. I'm really here as their friend, as their guide, but they have to believe it. Like my dad was saying, they have to believe that we're here to help. Like that's it. So I'm almost 26 next month, which is crazy, but I've definitely have evolved so much. I'm very proud of myself for that. And I wouldn't be able to do it without the right people behind me. And yeah.
So it sounds sort of like the strong core conviction and belief in the mission has helped you overcome your insecurities around maybe being an introvert and not wanting to have those conversations.
Yeah, I was so shy, like I said, and like I have a publicist, and I did like an interview like a couple months ago, and like I just nailed that, and she was like jumping up and down at the end. She was like, "Oh my God, I'm so proud of you." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just speaking from the heart." Like when you just speak from the heart, and like when you work on this 24/7, it's like, what am I stressing about? Like I know what I'm talking about, you know? Like I love this. So yeah, it's just about confidence and just being with the right people, and you know, just evaluating your circle. I think is like a big thing into confidence too, that most people don't talk about.
Totally. And being able to see past people, that's a skill set too. You know, you got to be able to just dial in like lasers. What's going on behind that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause your energy is huge. Like the people you chill with, the people you party with, the people you
Yes.
brainstorm with.
Yes. And just like for an example, like at our previous event, and I know we keep talking about that because it just happened, but all the artists said thank you to us on stage. Like they're just the sweetest, kindest souls, and they didn't have to do that. And it's just like, to say it to us is one thing, but to say it to a crowd of people is another thing. So I'm grateful for the artists and people that we do work with. So
I love that. And I just love the concept that friends, to me, people are just like the best part of living in this world.
Yeah.
Because you can make a friend, and instead of doing that whole 10,000 hours of mastering something, you can just skirt through that whole thing and just dip into a day in their life. You know, so one of my good friends now is a professional private chef, Chef Michael. He's actually coming here later.
Oh, cool.
Because we're doing filming.
Yeah, what's
and I mean, he cooks for the most elite, best of the best in Miami. I mean, he's incredible, and you know, to him, it's what he does every day. To me, I'm just like, bro, what is that finishing salt you just used? Like when you get to just be friends with people from all different cultures and areas, you get to just become such a more well-rounded human. You get to enjoy life more.
Agreed.
And then you leverage everyone's skill sets, and it's just such a good time. But I think the deeper down comes down to, can you identify good people? But to have good friends, you need to be a good friend.
Yeah, I like that. That makes a lot of sense. And you know, it's talking about the circle, you know, that Jackie talks about, and you got to keep that circle close, right? And sometimes that circle gets turned around, turns upside down. It's not the end of the world. Okay, it's okay. All right, you gotta keep moving forward. You're gonna fall down in this world. You're gonna make mistakes. And what I learned a long time ago is you don't want to judge anybody by the mistakes they made or the number of mistakes they made. You want to judge them by, if they're gonna make a mistake, is how fast can they get up from their mistake and get right back on the right track? Because that's the person that you want to work with. That's the person you want to run with. That's what I see.
Mm-hmm.
We always like to end the podcast on a certain question that just is near and dear to me. But it's, if you could go back in time, and I'm going to ask you both individually this, and you could have told yourself at, let's say, 16 years old, the current you could talk to that former you, and you could have said something that, maybe you had a minute with them, and you could have said something that could just save you a ton of time, money, heartache, headache, lessons learned. Obviously, two of the best answers was I would have invested in crypto, or even better, I wouldn't have changed anything because it made me who I am today, which is a great answer. But taking that out, what is something that you sort of wish you could have told yourself in this journey of life that's taught you so far?
You want to go first? You want me to?
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Whew. Okay, 16-year-old Jackie. I would just tell her, well, first off, I was a huge dreamer. I would in study hall, I would doodle Los Angeles, California, and hearts, artists. I would just doodle everything. I was just a huge dreamer, and I would listen to The Climb by Miley Cyrus on repeat. It's just about the journey of life and everything. So I always wanted to accomplish so many goals at a young age and just be in the entertainment industry working with artists. So I would love to tell her, you're going to do it. It's going to happen. All your dreams are going to be coming true. You're going to be working with all the people you dreamed of working with. It's so crazy. I work with right now artists that I used to be a big fan of, and now they're my friend. And it's just so wild to me. And I have so many of these full circle moments, as you know. Mm-hmm. And I think that's when your life is on the right path, when you see all those full circle moments. And I'm just whoa, nothing surprises me anymore. And yeah, I would just tell that 16-year-old shy dreamer girl in Reading, Pennsylvania, it's going to happen, Jackie. Just keep doing you, because I don't live with regrets. I don't think I should have done anything differently. I can't even say that, because everything was meant to happen the way it was. So I just don't like to think of things like that. I think just keep doing you, and you're gonna do great things. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Thanks for sharing. That's right from the heart.
Yeah, it is.
Eric, I don't know if you can top that.
Well, it's interesting because your 10-year plan's coming together, right? From 16 going to be 26.
Yeah, it's true.
And you've accomplished a lot. There's no doubt about it. And you've grown a lot.
Yes.
And what I want you to understand and look here now is where you're going to be 10 years from now. And where's Jackie going to be growing from there? I mean, now that you have this 10-year base to run on, it's going to go at an exponential rate, and you're going to accomplish things that you never thought were even possible. Okay? Because you've been working so hard the last 10 years, and you keep working hard in the next 10 years, you've got exponential growth now that you go into. And so for me, that's where I go to, right? And I said, I'm not changing a thing. Bro, I did everything I wanted to do. When I wanted to do it, how I wanted to do it. I didn't say I did it perfect. Oh, hell no. Okay, I made a lot of mistakes. The only difference between me and most people is that I've made more mistakes than people actually got started. That's the difference, right? I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. There's a lot of talk out there as an entrepreneur, right? Maybe just Nike it, baby. Just do it.
So is that what you would say to yourself?
I already said it.
You're gonna yell, baby, just Nike it.
Just Nike it, baby. That's it, baby.
You'd
Nike
be oh, I like you.
Yeah. No, but that's it. I mean, because you just want to keep moving forward. You just want to keep advancing yourself. And as those, years, go by, you have that, what I said to Jackie, is that exponential factor that kicks in. And so you've got to realize that as a young entrepreneur in your 20s, that, keep going, right? Get started sooner versus later, all right? Don't worry about making mistakes. Let's get over it, all right? You're not perfect. No one's perfect. Just pick yourself up and keep going at it and listen to what your marketplace wants. Give them what they want. Identify a marketplace that already exists and what value can you bring that's not out there. And that's all we did. We identified there's a huge marketplace here. We said this isn't being done, so we bring it. I didn't say it was easy, and then we listened to the marketplace and they gave us more ideas, and then we keep developing those things out. And sometimes we make a mistake. Sometimes we advance a lot further, a lot quicker than we normally would have. But the reality is, like, we spent 3 years on this, and we've got to where we are now. What's going to happen in the next 3 years? It's going to be exponential, baby.
Exponential, baby.
That's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
baby.
Full speed.
MuzicSwipe. I mean, let me tell you, you guys are fucking awesome.
Yeah, I
I
appreciate
love you
it.
guys. Thank you for
you.
coming. This has been
Thanks
a
for
joy.
having us.
Can't wait for everyone in the audience to hear and listen to this message. How can people follow you, and how can people follow the journey?
Oh, wow. So MuzicSwipe, MUZIC swipe. And then our personals on Instagram is Jackie So Fetch. It's from Mean Girls. The people that get it will get it. And
Yeah, I know Mean Girls.
that's So Fetch. But yeah, they can follow there. And
Then you can go follow me, Eric Dalius. I'm real simple. EricDalius. Let's go.
let's go.
Well, I'm looking forward to, hopefully it's not 3 years, but definitely we're going to do a 3-year after this.
Oh yeah,
Now you're on.
like the Billie Eilish interviews.
You
You know what I'm talking about? How she does it every year. Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
keep you gotta keep the homies accountable.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're gonna be on the cast. What you gonna tell them?
Next
What have you
December.
done?
Well, we
Yeah.
thank you, Ian, for allowing us to come on
Yeah,
your
thank
show. You're awesome. You're a
Yeah.
great host. And we're looking forward to things where you're going to be in the next 3 years, baby.
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Hold me to it. Let's go.
I love it.
All right, we appreciate you. Till the next time.
Thank you.
It is a damn good day to have a damn good day.